Hey everyone, so summer is right around the corner. As you can see, the weather is awesome, the sun is shining and it is getting hotter and hotter every day. And we are really in a dry period here in Sweden. We haven't had rain in a while. And of course, after drought, your grass is going to suffer a bit. And every year before summer drought sets in, I usually spray my lawn with a summer cocktail. I should do this every month, but I'm just too lazy. But this year, I said I'm gonna do this every month and see if I can see any difference. So let me show you what I'm gonna use today. All right, so here we are. I'm gonna use some silica, some humic acid, some liquid seaweed, and fulvic acid. I've gone through these in other videos, exactly what each of them do. So I'm gonna put a link to that video if you wanna know exactly what each of these actually do. But just to summarize, they increase the health of the plant overall. It will give them more carbohydrates to work with during periods of stress, because when the plants are stressed and they're out of energy, the first energy they will reduce is producing chlorophyll, and decreasing the chlorophyll production will hit the color of the grass, so it will start going yellow. So seaweed is a perfect example of that. It gives the soil and the plants carbohydrate, so when you give it the carbohydrates, it will store them in the roots. And then when stress hits, it will use it to keep up chlorophyll production, to keep up good plant health and resist diseases and summer stress. And I know it feels like it's ridiculous because you use so little amounts of this. Every time you spray it on, it's like a 15-liter backpack sprayer and you put in like 15 milliliters of this. I'm always surprised how it can make such a big difference. Because when I started using this, my lawn never went dormant again during summer. It always stayed green. Now, is it only because of this? I'm not sure. I mean, I can't be 100% sure. I haven't done a scientific study of it on my own lawn at least, but it helps. I'm sure of it. And I'm gonna use it now, and then we'll wait a week, and then I'll film it again at the end of the video, just to give you a comparison, just to see, can we see any difference? Does it look greener? Does it look healthier? So today I'm gonna be putting this on at least. So let me just mix all of this and put it in the backpack sprayer, and then we'll continue on. All right, so most of these you need to shake before use. And this one says 3 milliliters per liter. And I'm putting out 10 liters. So that's 30, and this is 5. Now there isn't any risk of actually overusing this stuff. If the plant doesn't need it, it won't take it up. So it's mostly about just you wasting money if you use too much. So just follow the instructions. Then we have the humic acid, 35, 40. That's 40 of this one. And then we have the silica. Now this is in powder form. So it's 4 grams per 10 liter. So that's one of these, I think it is. Then you just mix that in. All right, that's it. That's the cocktail done. And now you could mix in some iron with it as well, but I have a lot of newly sown grass when I did my renovation, and it usually takes new grass plants about 2 or 3 months to be able to absorb the iron from the leaves from a foliar spray. So I don't really feel like I need to. I might add some for the existing grass. Yeah, I might do it. Why not? It doesn't hurt it. All right, now our cocktail is done. So now what we do is take out your sprayer, backpack sprayer or whatever you have, fill that up halfway with water. There you go, halfway, and then you put in your cocktail or everything you're using, and then you fill it up the rest of the way. Now this is dripping, I just saw, which is not good because I have iron in it, so it's gonna stain everything, of course. So if you accidentally spill iron or anything, just wash it with a lot of water right straight away, and it shouldn't leave any mark. Otherwise it will stain it. So now we just wash that away and then continue on. There you go. Now we just shake it around a bit just to give it a final mix. Now, of course, you always feel like a dork when going around with a backpack sprayer, but it is what it is. At least your lawn will look better than the neighbors. Now, if you don't know how much water to use, a good way is just to fill up your sprayer with just water, walk across your entire lawn, spraying what you need to spray. So since I've done my lawn so many times, I know that exactly 11 liters, that's one pass walking at the pace I usually walk. Because what will happen if you have too much left after you're done is, I know it because I've done it, then you take whatever you have left in your backpack spray, and then you walk in random patterns, just spraying here and there until it's all out, and then you might get uneven color. So it's better to just walk over it once, spray everything exactly the same, and not walk over it again. It's the same when you fertilize. Just remember and try to keep in mind how you fertilize, so you can fertilize with one pass. Otherwise, you do exactly the same thing there. You take whatever's left and you just randomly fertilize all that's left here and there, and then you'll end up with uneven patterns. All right, enough talk. Let's get to ghost busting. All right, so I sprayed everything now, and just remember to wash off your shoes or anything like that if you walked on it. If you've had any iron in it, it will stain, trust me. I'm speaking from experience. All right, so hopefully now with the iron as well, and the fact that it is quite newly overseeded grass, so hopefully this should pop in a few days. And when I say pop, it just should look healthier, maybe not lie down flat as much. And with the iron, it should green up a bit. So we'll see. We'll leave it like this for a week. You don't need to water it in or anything. If you spray it on, if you do a foliar spray and spray it on the leaves, it will absorb it. It won't absorb everything. It will absorb about half or 60%. The rest will go down to the soil, so it will benefit the soil as well. So we'll leave it like this for a week, let it go to work, and then we'll come back in a week and see how it looks then. All right, so see you guys in a week. All right, so it's been about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. I had to go away to a football cup with my son, so I had no time to record. But I mean, you can see from behind me that the lawn is actually popping. It's looking really awesome at the moment. So let me show you guys. Now I have this necrotic ring here, or fairy ring, I don't know what you want to call it. I'm trying to mask the issue by seeding around it so it's not empty. And then as the lawn darkens, it's just gonna blend in, but that's the only way I can deal with it. I've bought some stuff, poured it in and watered it in, but I feel that those never work. But we'll see. It will disappear in time. I had 2 of those over there, but they disappeared as well. Until then, you just have to mask it as well as you can. It doesn't bother me that much. But the lawn overall is looking really nice. I mean, the humic acid, the seaweed, the fulvic acid, the silica, they all contribute to this, and I've added a little bit of iron. I mean, it's really hard for me to see what the camera captures color wise, but looking at it like this, it's looking really green. And just remember, I haven't watered the lawn a single time this year. I watered when I seeded, that's pretty much it. I watered like 2-3 times a day for 5 minutes. That's it, that's the only watering I've done. So let me actually show you the neighboring lawns just to compare how they are looking, because as I said, I haven't watered it at all, and we haven't had that much rain at all. We've had really good weather the last couple of weeks. It's been raining here and there a little bit, but not much. So let me just show you the neighboring lawns. I mean, as you can see, the lawn is looking pretty decent, but it is starting to yellow a bit because we are having some dry weather. And it's the same with the lawn over there. I don't want to reach over the bushes and start peeping into people's backyards. Compare that to this, and I haven't done much. I mean, I basically just fertilized once, and that was like a month ago, month and a half, 2 months ago. And then the humic acid, fulvic acid, the silica, the seaweed, that's basically the difference. And that's what I mean, just buy this stuff and try it out. I'm gonna try to put it on like once a month if I can. You don't always have the time, but I'm gonna try at least because it really makes a difference. Now there's hundreds of brands of these. I use these because these are easiest for me to find, but you can use whichever you want. Just get some humic acid, fulvic acid, silica and seaweed, especially the seaweed and humic acid. Those are the most important ones. Just buy whichever brand you want. I'll put a link if I can find it to those I use, but you can use any one you want. Isn't it looking awesome? Now I'm supposed to look into the camera, but I can't take my eyes off the little screen where I can see the lawn in the background. I know I have a screw loose, but it really is popping at the moment. So I'm gonna take it in as much as I can. And also, do you remember those thin spots I had here? I'll try to put a clip up just to show you how it looked before. I mean, you can barely even see those anymore. I had a lot of thin spots over here, over there, and they're just gone. And I actually read a research paper that liquid seaweed is supposed to help the germination process for new grass seeds. And I've never tried that myself, I just read about it. But I mean, looking at this in just a week and a half, it's filled in really nicely. Now, is that all thanks to the seaweed? Probably not, probably because I've mowed it a lot as well. But I've repaired lawns so many times, I've never used seaweed, and it has never been this fast before. So I'm sure it helped alongside mowing it a lot, because I've been trying to mow this at least twice, 3 times a week. But just before I mowed it today, I haven't mowed it for about 4 days, I think. I've been away at a football tournament, so I haven't been home. So this is the first time I mowed it in about 4 days, and of course I broke the 1/3 rule. But looking at it now, it still looks awesome. I'm super happy. I mean, during spring when the lawn was looking really awful, I mean, you almost get depressed. And looking at it, especially with these big windows, every morning when I come down for breakfast and I look at it and it looked so terrible, I mean, you kind of get a bit sad, but not anymore. It's looking awesome. I love it. All right, that's it for this video. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I'll try to answer as many as I can if I have the answer. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, like the video, it helps the channel a lot if you do that. So if you can, just press that like button and that subscribe button, and it will help me out a lot. All right, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.